Would you like to learn how to strengthen your Tinder profile? Then listen to this entire video where I explain an interesting psychological tip that can help you make your profile seem more attractive. Okay, before we start, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about self-development, dating, and how to reduce suffering in life. Let's get into it. So, a disclaimer before we start. The advice I'm going to give is purely for the purpose of getting more matches. It is not necessarily to find your dream partner. It's just to get matches, which is good because it gives you access to more opportunities to figure out what you desire in a partner and what attributes can complement your personality in a partner, which is super important because, typically people spend the most of their life in marriage, if they don't divorce, obviously, and then having kids with them. So it's very important to actually make sure you marry the right person. And that's starts with knowing what you want in another person. And Tinder is a great way to meet new people and figure it out at a low cost, let's say. Let's go. Okay. So the goal here is to seem more attractive, not just physically, but personality-wise, etc. However, the thing is, the dating dynamics are different on Tinder to real life. I've made other videos on the problem of asymmetric information in the dating market, which I will put in the description of this video. You can look at them to understand what I mean with dating dynamics in a dating scene. So, everybody has pros and cons about themselves, whether it is looks, whether it's personality, or some other sort of benefit and disadvantage they have. Now, the goal in dating is very often to hide your shortcomings and display your benefits, your strong points, even more. Because that makes you more attractive, right? Because the shortcomings make you seem like, well, subconsciously the other person may think, if I were to be in a long-term relationship with you, it wouldn't work because you're very neurotic and it brings me down then if you're emotionally unstable, etc., etc., So you just try to display your strong points. Now, for the opposing person, the person that's interested in you, their task subconsciously, I think, is to figure out if you are right for them or not. And that includes determining your weak points. They will try to figure out your cons. Now, in the dating scene, we are faced with this problem of asymmetric information in that you know everything about yourself, your strong points, but most importantly also your shortcomings. And the other person knows their pros and cons more than you do. So there is a asymmetric information in that you know the product you're offering on the dating market fully, but the other people don't know what they're getting. They don't know what they're getting into when they start dating you. Entirely. They don't know it entirely. So in real life, you try to figure out, somebody's personality, who they are as a person, their pros and cons, by dating them and communicating with them, talking with them, experiencing them in different situations so you know how they react and behave in different situations. Now, this is a lot harder in Tinder because it is difficult to distinguish if somebody is right for you or not. Because all you have is like a screen, a few pictures, maybe a bio, some music suggestions, and maybe an Instagram link. And that's really not compared. That's not a lot compared to real life because people can, first of all, be very, very different on their social media than in real life. Seeing someone in real life reveals a lot about them, which can be sort of manipulated or hidden on Instagram, for example. Somebody may seem very outgoing, very confident, but if you meet them in person, different story. Now, in person, you can determine a lot about someone just by looking at them and observing them in situations, how they behave. For example, looking at their body language, how they carry themselves, their posture, their confidence when you speak to them, their speech, whether they're eloquent or not. And you can get a lot of input and figure out somebody. You can sort of figure out the variables and the information that seemed hidden at first. So you reduce the asymmetric information. You sort of as time goes along, you get to get a feeling of who they really are, which is, you really can't get that just through Tinder, just through looking at their profile. So the key is to get more matches, and so you can finally meet them in real life and figure out. But to first get the matches, you want to decrease the probability that someone will feel like you're not right for them. So somebody may see your profile and think, okay, you're not right for me. And this thing, when they say, okay, you're not right for me, you want to decrease that probability, so you get more matches consequently. And here's an interesting psychological tip on how to do that. So, listen carefully now. The more information you give on your Tinder profile, the more niche you automatically become. And with niche, I mean the fewer people will think you're right for them than beforehand. You become a specialized, a niche product. And when you add, some sassy quotes or information about your hobbies, you automatically decrease the number of people that will probably resonate with you, or at least resonate with your profile. Because beforehand, most people thought you were attractive, for example. Now only 80% think you're attractive when you added a bio, because you enjoy rap music, which you add in your bio, and a few people, 20% of people, may think rap music is not for them, they don't like it, it's too violent for them. So you've decreased the number of people who are actually interested in you, and now more people will swipe left on you instead of swiping right. Now, this may not be the case for everybody. I'm only talking from my own interpretation that if there's too much information on a profile, it becomes more niche. And this is also goes for like niche pictures, like really saucy memes, which are awesome in my eyes, but for a lot of people, they might not like them. And yeah, so the goal here is to design your profile in a way that will match with the broadest group of people, so you will get more matches. And so go for a look that the largest number of people would be into or would find attractive. And, I like to leave some thinking up to my audience, to you. So, because it helps you sort of critically evaluate things yourself, and you think for yourself. So I advise you now to think, what pictures or image would be attractive to most people? And then try and design your profile picture, or your Tinder profile, in that manner, in that image. And so please think for yourself when sort of trying to critically evaluate what the advice I've been giving you. So for men, I can advise looking at a sort of looking at a hero archetype. Try and design your image, your profile, that you look like a hero and look like you're well socially integrated. So pictures with friends. You have nice style, like a classic style, because most women like a classic style instead of choosing like a niche sort of streetwear. So, and for women, go for elegant looks. Also less streetwear, I think. Because it's like this, I think. If somebody is super into streetwear, this is quite strange that I've chosen this example now, but somebody's, like a girl's really into streetwear, I think she would happily date somebody who has a different style than her, but has a classic style, like a clean, smart, like gentleman kind of style. And the same goes for a guy. If a guy has a streetwear style, I think he would happily date a girl who has an elegant, smart style. Like, he would like that. Maybe he might feel intimidated just as much as the girl with streetwear might feel intimidated, or the other way around, who knows? But I think it would still resonate. However, if you wear like this gothic look, or you're into this sort of skater look, you become more niche. So this sort of classic, elegant style is quite a broadly desired fashion channel, or channel or domain, let's say. Okay, so in conclusion, dating on Tinder is subjected to sort of different dynamics, let's say, than in real life. So you need to adapt your strategy when using Tinder, and the goal is to, let's say, reveal as little information as possible at yourself, whilst still giving a broad sort of display of who you are, and try and use information, especially pictures, that would be like seemed attractive by most people. So avoid niche pictures, and also avoid niche bios. Like, don't try not to include too much sassiness. I know you may think, but that's who I am, sure, but like I said in the disclaimer of this video, this advice is just for people who want to increase the number of their matches. Okay, so that was the video. All in all, I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about dating, self-development, and how to reduce suffering in life. That was it. Thank you for listening.